What if a small group of soldiers could stop an entire army? Asterisk throughout the Middle Ages, some castles were so powerful that even the greatest generals refused to attack them. Asterisk. These were not just buildings. Asterisk. They were survival machines built from stone. Asterisk throughout the Middle Ages, survival depended on stone, strategy, and patience. Castles were not built as luxurious homes for kings. They were constructed as powerful defensive machines designed to withstand war. Asterisk. When enemy armies approached the gates with thousands of soldiers, the defenders inside the castle relied on thick walls, tall towers, and clever engineering. Medieval warfare often turned into long sieges where victory depended not on strength but on endurance. Asterisk. Some castles were so well designed that even the greatest commanders in history chose not to attack them directly. Instead, armies waited outside their walls for months or even years, hoping that hunger and exhaustion would force the defenders to surrender. Asterisk. Today, we explore several of the most impressive fortresses ever built in Europe and the Middle East. These castles show how a small group of soldiers could stop powerful armies simply through intelligent design and preparation. Asterisk. One of the most famous examples is Krak des Chevaliers, located in modern-day Syria. Built on a high hill, this fortress controlled an important route between the Mediterranean coast and the interior of the region. Asterisk. The Knights Hospitaller transformed this castle into one of the strongest fortifications of the medieval world. Its greatest defensive feature was the double wall system. Asterisk. The outer wall surrounded the entire fortress, but behind it stood an even taller inner wall. From this higher position, defenders could attack enemies who managed to break through the first barrier. Asterisk. If attackers captured the outer wall, they would suddenly find themselves trapped in a narrow space between the two defenses. From above, arrows, stones, and boiling liquids could rain down on them from every direction. Asterisk. The walls themselves were incredibly thick. In some places, they reached nearly 30 meters at the base. This made it extremely difficult for siege weapons to damage the structure or for soldiers to dig tunnels beneath it. Asterisk. Even the entrance to the castle was carefully designed as a trap. Instead of a straight path, the gate was connected to a long curved tunnel that climbed uphill. Asterisk. Enemy soldiers entering the passage could not see what was ahead, and they were forced to move slowly. Meanwhile, defenders attacked from hidden openings above them. Asterisk. Inside the fortress, life was carefully organized to survive long sieges. Massive storage halls held enough food for years. Asterisk. Grain, salted meat, and oil were stored in large quantities. Huge ovens baked bread daily, and mills inside the castle allowed the defenders to grind grain without leaving the walls. Asterisk. Water was collected through an ingenious system of channels that directed rain into enormous underground reservoirs. Some of these tanks were so large that boats could float inside them. Asterisk. This meant the castle could provide water for thousands of people and hundreds of horses for many months. Asterisk. When the famous commander Saladin arrived near Krak des Chevaliers in the 12th century, he carefully studied the fortress. Asterisk. After observing the massive walls and towers, he realized that attacking the castle directly would cost thousands of lives. Instead of risking such losses, he withdrew his army. Asterisk. Few castles in history forced such a decision from one of the greatest military leaders of the medieval era. Asterisk. Another remarkable fortress is Malbork Castle in modern-day Poland. Unlike most medieval castles made from stone, Malbork was built almost entirely from red brick. Asterisk. It remains the largest brick fortress ever constructed. The Teutonic Knights built it as the capital of their powerful military order. Asterisk. The complex was divided into 3 separate defensive sections. Each area had its own walls, gates, and defensive towers, asterisk if an enemy army captured one part of the castle, they still faced another line of fortifications ahead, asterisk in 1410, after defeating the Teutonic Knights in the famous Battle of Grunwald. The combined armies of Poland and Lithuania marched toward Malbork, asterisk. They expected the castle to fall quickly because the knights had suffered a major defeat, asterisk. Instead, they discovered that the fortress was nearly impossible to capture. The defenders prepared for a long siege while the attacking army struggled with supply problems and poor conditions, asterisk. For 2 months, the attackers bombarded the castle walls with heavy projectiles, asterisk one of the stone cannonballs fired during the siege is still embedded in the wall today, asterisk. Despite the constant attacks, the fortress remained standing. Eventually, the besieging army withdrew, unable to break the defenses, asterisk. Another extraordinary fortress is Conwy Castle in Wales, built by the English King Edward I. This castle was part of a ring of fortifications designed to control the region, asterisk. Conwy stands on a narrow rocky ridge beside the sea. Its position made tunneling beneath the walls nearly impossible. Asterisk 8 massive towers surrounded the castle, creating overlapping fields of fire, asterisk. The castle was also connected to the town walls of Conwy, forming a combined defensive system, asterisk. Even if enemies surrounded the fortress on land, supplies could arrive by sea through special gates connected to the harbor, asterisk. In one famous event during a Welsh rebellion, King Edward himself was trapped inside Conwy while enemy forces surrounded the area, asterisk. Despite being isolated, the castle remained secure until ships arrived with reinforcements, asterisk. The fortress of Stirling in Scotland offers another example of strategic design. Built on top of a volcanic rock formation, the castle overlooks a crucial route through the country, asterisk. Any army moving between northern and southern Scotland had to pass near this location, asterisk. The steep cliffs around the fortress made direct attacks extremely difficult, asterisk. During the siege of 1304, the English King Edward I used the largest siege machine of the medieval period, asterisk. This enormous trebuchet was capable of launching massive stones against the walls, asterisk. Even under such attacks, the fortress resisted for months before finally falling, asterisk. Later improvements strengthened the castle with earth defenses that absorbed the impact of early cannon fire, asterisk. Finally, the island fortress of Mont Saint-Michel in France demonstrates how nature itself could become a powerful ally, asterisk. This monastery fortress stands on a rocky island surrounded by powerful tides, asterisk. At low tide, attackers could approach across the muddy ground. But when the water returned, the island became completely isolated, asterisk. During the 100 Years' War, the English army attempted to capture this fortress several times, asterisk. Despite their superior numbers and artillery, they failed to take the stronghold, asterisk. Defenders used the narrow streets and steep paths of the island to trap attacking soldiers, asterisk. When the tide returned, many enemy troops were forced to retreat through dangerous mudfla tests, asterisk. In the end, the English abandoned their attempts, leaving their siege weapons behind, asterisk. Mont Saint-Michel remained one of the few places in northern France that never fell to English control during the war, asterisk. These remarkable castles demonstrate that medieval engineers understood the power of strategy, geography, and preparation, asterisk. Thick walls, clever designs, and access to water and supplies allowed small groups of defenders to resist enormous armies, asterisk. Although gunpowder eventually changed the nature of warfare, these stone fortresses remain powerful symbols of medieval ingenuity, asterisk. Even today, their walls still stand, reminding us that in the past, the fate of kingdoms could depend on a single, well-built castle, asterisk. If you enjoy discovering the hidden secrets of history, Make sure to subscribe to the channel and join us as we explore more incredible places and forgotten stories from the past.